Hey everybody, my name is Steven and welcome back to the Storytime channel. Without wasting any time, let's get into our stories of the day. Another entitled mother tries to take my wheelchair. For the last 2 years, I battled a bone infection in my left foot. Backstory. It all started as a very small ulcer on my big toe that I ignored, and it turned out to be very big, just a couple of millimeters below the surface. The infection started because the ulcer went straight to the bone. On August 26, 2019, after multiple rounds of IV antibiotics, oral antibiotics, surgeries, and hospital admissions, I lost the war against osteomyelitis. I had 7 different infections at once: Pseudomonas, MRSA, staph, strep, osteomyelitis, and the other 2 I can't remember. So the amputation goes fine and I'm sent to physical rehab where I spend a week and then to a nursing unit for recovery. It all started in the nursing unit the day after I arrived. I was given a wheelchair to use while the paperwork is being done to get my permanent one. In the nursing unit, you get a wheelchair assigned to you by physical therapy. I was also given free rein to go most anywhere I want as long as I stay on hospital grounds and am in my room when it's time for my IV antibiotics. I am given a pass to get on the unit if I want to go out. So the second day there, it was a beautiful day out. 70 degrees, sunny, and a moderate breeze. I decide I want to enjoy the weather as fall will soon be here and I don't know how much longer I have in here. I was told that I have another 4 weeks, but my infectious disease doctor is trying to get me out sooner with an at-home IV device. To get to the courtyard, you have to go by the ER. Imagine an X intersection. As I'm heading north, the ER is on my left and ER registration is on my right. Ahead is the hallway that led to the courtyard that is on the right. The ER at this particular hospital is nothing but a glorified urgent care. Anything above sprains and the flu, you have to go to the main hospital across town. This is where I encounter entitled mother and entitled kid. When I near the intersection from above, I have to wait a minute for a stretcher to go by that is heading south. This is where I hear the call of a wild Karen. "Excuse me," entitled mother louder this time. "Excuse me," entitled mother near yelling this time. "Excuse me." "What?" "I need that wheelchair." "Sorry, need it more," as I show her what is left of my leg. Entitled kid says, "Mom, I can't walk anymore. My ankle really hurts." "So what? I need to get my sick baby off her feet. They can get you another. I'm not waiting." Entitled mother walks in my direction. She grabs the handles and tries to dump me out. Keyword, tries. Enter really nice nurse. Really nice nurse saw what was happening and came running. She tries to get entitled mother to let go of the wheelchair. Entitled mother has a death grip though. Really nice nurse then sees ER doctor. Really nice nurse says, "ER doctor, help me." ER doctor tries to get entitled mother to let go at this point. Now enter security guard 1 and security guard 2 after they see what is going on. Security guard 2 is about 6'3" and 350 pounds. He can't get entitled mother to let go even. Security guard 1 now resorts to pepper spray. He sprays her once, still a death grip. Spray number 2 gets her to release the handles. It also gets me in the right eye. After this, I don't see much as the really nice nurse is attending to me. The ER doctor brings a bottle of water and starts to flush my eye. Really nice nurse then takes me back to the ER. She stays with me until the nursing supervisor from the nursing unit comes to get me. The police come to interview me and make sure I am okay. The hospital is pressing charges and they want to know if I want to as well. I say yes. What happened to entitled kid? Well, she was seen. Due to HIPAA, I couldn't find out more. And nice dad came to pick her up. He came to me to apologize for entitled mother's actions. From what he inferred, this is not unusual for her. I wish there was an ending to this. She has delayed court 3 times. She is facing 4 misdemeanor charges and 1 felony charge: trespassing, assault of a disabled person, resisting arrest, and assault of security guard 2. I don't know what happened on that one. I was asked if it was okay if she pled to assault, the felony, if they dropped the other charges. I said it wasn't okay unless it included jail time. Due to corona, we have to wait for it to continue. This story definitely had a number of layers to it. First off, it started kind of heartbreaking for me because you hate to hear the experience OP had to endure. I think an interesting question is, if you were the judge of this case, what would you sentence entitled mother to? Let me know in the comment section down below. Entitled mother tries to take away the PC my dead brother gave to me as a present. This is pre-corona. Context: my brother had passed from lung cancer and my mom is suffering from depression, and because my mom wanted to move on, we moved houses so that she could deal with the pain, and that was the same for all of us. I loved my older brother, and before he passed, he got approached by Make-A-Wish and he wanted to make his dream room. Mini fridge and everything, also a gaming PC and 3 monitors, and he made it pretty clear that if he were to pass, I would get his PC. Because I would find out after that the only reason he did up our room we shared was because he wanted to give me something for being his best friend. Due to the operations, he never went to school, so I was his best friend and his brother. He, in a letter that I found in our room, said that he knew that I always wanted to have a gaming PC, and our parents would never get me one, so he wanted me to have what I wanted and didn't want to make a selfish wish. Skip half 2 months and we are having a housewarming party, and my cousin comes up to my room and he sees my computer and he says, "Cool, you have a laptop and a computer." I say, "Yeah," almost crying because of what my computer reminded me of. So I think that was a normal conversation, which it was. Until the end of the party, when my aunt, calling her entitled aunt from now, says that it's not fair that I have a computer and a laptop. My laptop is a hand-me-down, which was already a hand-me-down. So a decade old, easy. I say if you want my laptop, you can have it. It's really old. Entitled aunt rages at this, saying you don't treat family like this and give them the best you can. So she storms off into my room and yanks out the cables and picks the tower up. And I'm crying at this point, having a breakdown. I'm thinking that it was the last thing my brother gave me, so I try to plead with her. She isn't having it, so I lean all the way back and punch her in the face, giving her a nosebleed, almost knocking me out, and she threatens to call the police for assault. Now I say, "Put it down or you're gonna have to wear a lot of makeup after I'm done," and she puts it down and runs away. We have never seen that auntie again. I think OP gets a pass on this one. He was trying to be rational, he was trying to explain it to her, and when she was being completely unresponsive, it's something that was dear to him and she was stealing it from him. So they had to protect their possessions that they cared about dearly. 2 entitled mothers gang up on me. Here's a little backstory about me. I love the 60s to 80s and usually dress in that fashion. Sometimes I ride my bike in a full suit, sometimes I look like Biff Tannen. There's a lot of variety. A lot of my neighbors know this about me and I'm fine with it. But I also like to ride far and everyone doesn't know this about me. Usually I stick out and I'm used to people commenting about it. That's when we get to entitled mother. The story. So it's a very cold day and it's the perfect time to look like my favorite movie character, John Bender. Now I don't exactly copy his looks, I just get close enough clothing to him. Trench coat, gray pants, jean jacket, flannel shirt. So I get dressed and walk out the door. Everything is going fine so far. I say hi to a few neighbors and it seems like a natural day. I decided to walk to my local middle school just to bring back nostalgia. I get there and begin to look around. That's when I notice a kid staring at me. I don't mind it since that happens all the time. I'm looking at a few classes and find some classes that I used to attend, since our school had access to classes from both inside and out. Little did I know, however, entitled mother was ready to pounce. I own a Sony Walkman, which isn't seen much anymore. That's when entitled mother's kid walks over. Kid says, "Excuse me, what is that there?" "Oh, this? It's kind of like an iPod, but all my music is on here." I proceed to show him my cassette. Kid asks, "How does it work?" I proceed to show him how it works since he was pretty young. I even give him a listen to my music and he seems to be having a good time. That's when entitled mother comes over. The kid never told me his name, so I'll use Jimmy as it's fairly simple. "Jimmy, what did I tell you about strangers?" Kid says, "But mommy, he's only showing me his music player." She strikes a pretty scary glare at me. "What are you doing to my son?" "Ma'am, I'm only showing him my Walkman. He was wondering what it was." "No, you're assaulting him. I saw it." That's when I realized who this was. There was a kid in my elementary school who was kinda a jerk, but it was 3rd grade and him calling me names really got to me. One day, my mom called a conference meeting with the teacher. After I told her that the kid had threw tan bark on me and ruined my clothes. After this, the kid started acting like I was all bad, and apparently his mom believed him, even though she probably knew he was acting up. So she started to hate my guts about it. I realized what was going on now. "You stay away from my kid, you rat." "Miss, are you still mad at me from elementary school? I recognize you." What? No, I don't recognize you at all." I proceed to take off my glasses, and that's when she goes full-on dramatic. "Oh my gosh, you were targeting my kid to hurt him after what you did to my son." No, I just came here to enjoy my time. You are targeting me." "No, I saw you. You walked up to my son and badmouthed him." "Look, ma'am, it's been so long since that last ordeal with your son, and I don't want to deal with it." She walks away with her son, and I'm relieved it's over. Of course, I was totally wrong. This time, a different woman walks to me. This woman was apparently the mother of a kid who was friends with Entitled Mother's younger kid. Entitled Friend says, "Good morning, sir." Good morning to you. "I see you have your little toy there. Is that an original?" "Yes, it is." "I collect antiques and I'm wondering how much you will buy for it." "It's not for sale, miss." "Come on, my kid will love it." "But you just said you were an antique collector." "I am, and my kid would love that. I would too." "Look, it's not for sale. Now go away." "Oh, how rude of you. Anyways, I'm offering $300 for it." No." $800. "It's not for sale." "Fine, how about $2,000? This was unreal at this point. I couldn't believe what was happening. "Look, ma'am, if you're offering $2,000 for it, you could probably just buy an original off of Amazon." "But they're way too expensive and you're right here, so why can't I just get it now?" "Now you're acting like I'm selling it to you. Please back off." "Fine, but how about selling me some cassettes?" "I usually have some cassettes in my bag because people actually buy them off of me." Okay, how much do you want?" "I'll take 10. I didn't know what she was doing since you don't need 10 cassettes. Unless she has a ton of songs she wants to listen to. "Okay, I'm selling these for about $45. $45? That's a scam." "Well, you decided to buy 10 for whatever reason, and cassettes are pretty rare nowadays." "Fine, I'll buy the cassettes." "Well, then that will be $45. "Actually, how about I get it for free?" "What? For free? That's insane." "Well, you did assault my friend's kid, so I should just get it for free." "First of all, I didn't assault your friend's kid. I just showed him my cassette player. Second of all, I won't give it to you for free since that doesn't make any sense." "You know, I've had enough of this. I'm calling the cops on you." Now, I could tell this woman was insane, so I get up and start to walk away. That's when Entitled Mother comes and cuts me off. "And where do you think you're going?" So I had to literally sit there and let the cops arrive, only to explain what happened. Of course, the officer is understanding and lets me walk off. That's when I hear this from Entitled Mother, not Entitled Mother's friend. "He stole my Sony Walkman! My Walkmans! He stole it!" This was too much for me. I still see her today and she gives me death glares every time. Spooky. All of you need to learn my language when I give birth to my kid. Also give me a free apartment. Long story. So I am an educator working in foster care for female migrants who are victims. Our age range is 17 to 31 and I live with these women in an apartment. 2 of them are pregnant. The woman I am talking about lives over 1 year in Germany, and I swear to God, she cannot speak 1 sentence in German. On top of that, she can also not speak any English. I just started this job in February, so I asked my boss about it, and she told me that this woman flat out refuses to learn German or English. I taught German and English to refugees before in other jobs, so especially with schools being closed due to Corona, I taught English, German, and maths several times a week on top of my normal work. She never participated once. She is 39 weeks pregnant and I had to bring her to the hospital. Not only did she complain the whole 20 minutes in French, I understood her, but my French is not good enough that I could answer properly, that I did not drive her in my car. She also made a fuss in the hospital. I swear to God, I have never apologized for someone's behavior this many times in 3 hours. It was planned that I only bring her to the hospital and a French doctor would then plan the birth with her. This French doctor did not exist though, so the hospital literally ripped their arms and legs out to find anyone who speaks proper French. One nurse of a different area came over. Her French was good enough to explain the basics, but we have to redo this appointment with a translator because her French skills were not good enough to 100% legally plan a birth. Yes, it was bad that the French doctor was not there, but what annoys me, she literally expects everyone to learn French to be able to talk to her, but refuses to learn German or English. I have a lot of patience and worked with over 200 migrants at this point. Also professionally teaching German classes for non-native speakers. She is the only person I have ever witnessed who literally refuses to learn 2 sentences. She cannot even buy food in stores in German. She is the definition of one entitled parent for me. She also demanded the government / my boss to pay her a free 3-room apartment plus paid food because apparently her room, plus free money for food and a shared kitchen and living room, etc., is not enough for her and her baby. I also want to highlight, she is one of the cases where we are 80% sure that she made her story up. She told us a story, how she came here, what victim she is, 5 women before already told our boss. Same names, same scenarios. We probably think that there are some people who will tell these women those stories and tell them, say this and this so you have better chances to stay in Germany. I would never bash a traumatized woman for needing time to adjust, but she does not even know how to say I am good, I am tired, I am doing fine in German when I ask her how she is doing. How does she want to live there on her own in her own government-paid apartment? I am actually feeling sorry for how this child will grow up with such an entitled mother. I won't get too judgmental about any of this either way. All I'm gonna say is I think it's a really bad strategy to go to a foreign country and then flat out put no effort at all in trying to learn the native language or even languages of wherever you're living. I don't know how you'll be able to really get by like that. But with that being said, that's all the stories we have for today. So what I want to know is which of these stories that I've read for you today are your personal favorite and why? Let me know which story and why in the comment section down below. And thank you all so very much for watching and listening to the Storytime channel. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and don't forget to turn notifications on so you'll never miss an upcoming video. Thank you all again for watching and listening to the Storytime channel.